Want to dominate in the arena like a true legend? Whether you're stuck at the beginning or you're mid-tier or you're basically at the end on the top tiers of the arena, this video is going to provide you with 10 tips that is going to make you arena status like godlike in Heroes of History Epic Empire. And the first thing is know your enemy. Before we even attack, let's make analysis. Oh my god, this word is so hard. So what I mean by that is you're seeing some composition of different heroes here, and you can basically check any of these heroes. Of course, it's going to be epic, legendary, rare heroes, but you want to know which heroes is actually danger here, and in general the whole composition of the heroes you're having. For example, here we have Ashoka, which is a healer. We have William Tell, which is prioritizing heroes. Very good sniper, is a 3-star. I'm just giving this hero composition as something like an example how I basically do my analysis. This one also prioritize heroes, so we have 2 snipers in this team, which is going to do pretty decent damage. Now, Mochizuki is a hero that's not going to do that much damage, but she recharge very fast. This is a point that we're going to later talk on the video about the recharging, how fast the heroes are recharging. And we have a tank, which is a heavy, which when he hit it get some shield, some percentage. So we have a tank and William Wowens. Now this hero is, I don't have him. I don't face him that much, so I'm going to just write perform a powerful sword attack dealing some percentage damage to all enemies. So his AoE within the range of 3. William Wowens gets 380% of his base damage as a shield. So we have like 2 tanks, we have 2 snipers, and we have 1 hero. So this is the composition, which in my personal opinion is a weak composition, since this hero Mochizuki and William Tell is not going to do that much damage. I personally have Robin Hood, and honestly with Robin Hood, even with Robin Hood, I actually cannot one-shot a hero. I mean, strongly depends what level is the hero, but first thing before you do anything, I think people are familiar, but most of the times people are actually looking how strong is the team, not actually looking the team composition. And in my opinion, this is a mistake, because if you're, for example, like 4,200, let's say it like this, this team can easily beat you if you have strong hero composition. Even if you're like 500, 600, 700 points power more from the enemy, they can still easily defeat you if you don't watch the team composition. So I think most of the people are looking the attack before they decide. Of course, in like 70-80% from the time they're going to be right. I mean, they're going to defeat this opponent with the less attack. But if you're looking to actually grind your to the top of the arena, you definitely want to have every single arena hit to be a win, to get more and more points. Now let's talk about the execution order, skill execution order. Here is the details most of the players actually ignore. And each of these heroes have a time where he is going to perform his hit. Why I start the video actually saying that Mochizuki is charging very fast, and we're going to jump over the heroes, since at the arena it's a little hard to actually see which hero how much time he have over the charge. This is like also the level up is 8 from 15 and so on, but you can easily get some an idea. For example, I see William Tell, I see Mochizuki, and I have both of these 2 heroes, and I have Ashoka. Now first thing, Ashoka ability, of course there's going to be some difference here, since you know you level up this skill in the training camps or you don't, and this can actually affect. Regular charge is actually 8 seconds, so we have Ashoka at 8 seconds. We have a William Tell, which is like 50% more regular charge speed, and his spell is level 5. It's not high level, but regular charge is 12 seconds. So Ashoka is going to heal 3 times, and William Tell is going to shoot only 2 times. Very, very important. And I'm going to go over Muzaki. I think that was the name. Sorry if I pronounce some of the names a little wrong. I actually use her sometimes. Regular charge is 6 seconds. This is what I was saying about the recharge. So this hero here, Mochizuki, is going to fire up 2 times before William Tell is going to be able to fire up his skill. This is extremely important. Your heroes to be the first that is going to hit the enemy. you're going to apply the buffs. And imagine, for example, you have Karl Marx, sorry about that. This bad boy is reducing attack by 50% of the Marx attack for 8 seconds. Now imagine you have similar hero with way less regular charge. Basically, when you apply these debuffs, the enemy can hit you, but it's not going to do any kind of damage to you. So it's extremely important when you're in arena to have some idea the execution time of the heroes that are there. Now, I'm not so sure for example, William Owens, how fast the level of his skill is 20 from 30, which is crazy. Very strong hero. So I'm expecting, I really don't know what is the execution time of this spell, and it's not written anywhere. But I know for this one, I also know for Puo, I have him, and I know for Ashoka. Slowly, I actually try to investigate what most likely is going to be the time that is needed. Even when I go for the summons, I click over the heroes, but even here you cannot actually see the execution time, which is little sad. But knowing like 3 or 4 heroes from the enemy team, you're definitely going to know at least what is the average execution. And there is a heroes like, for example, William Tell that is doing pretty decent damage and prioritizing hero. Now, what is the difference between prioritizing heroes and just single strong hit? Is the single strong hit can actually hit some troop on the battlefield, but prioritizing hero is only going to hit if there is a hero on the battlefield. So always know the order of execution of the enemy team. At least get some guess here. And there is, I mean, currently I didn't focus that much over the arena lately, but with the time you're going to have a pretty decent idea which hero, how much time it actually need. Even if you don't know, you can actually write it down. Okay, for example, William Owens execute his skill before my Ashoka. So his skill is basically less from 8 seconds. You can, sometimes you're going to need calculation. If you want to go on the top places, you're going to need some calculation to be done in advance before you actually jump in the fight in the arena. Enjoying these tips? Drop a like and let the god of arena bless you. And we're going to talk about more in deep right now, and this is the power of buff heroes. Let's talk about the silent MVPs. Now, why I actually like more buffing hero from the debuffing? It's just because there is a situation where you cannot actually use the buff over the enemy, but there is always a situation where you can use your buff to buff your legion. Maybe one example like this is Tesla Storm that come to my mind immediately. And also the enemy can actually have some defense against this. So about this type of heroes, why I think this hero is this team is weak, it's mostly because it don't have any kind of buffs. It's a single heroes. You know, William Tell, single shotter. Mutsuzaki, single shot. Puto is getting buffed, but only for himself. Basically this shield. And we have Ashoka right now that is not basically giving any kind of buffs, it just do some healing. But we can actually have some other type of teams that... Now this one is, again, it's not buffing. This hero, Leonidas, and this one is not actually give any kind of buffs. Leonidas have the buff for 1 second. So that's all. I mean, this team is also pretty easy to be done. Now, I'm not so sure about George Washington. Storms the ground, dealing some percentage to enemy within the range of 2 and reducing their accuracy by 20%. So here we actually have some debuffer, but I don't see any kind of buffs. Now, if you check my team, okay, how much power? I have like 6.6k. Okay, here we don't. Now, this is a debuffer. This is the buffer, but this is something that we're going to talk later after the buffer. So I don't see any kind of buffers. Maybe this one, taunt enemy and get... Oh, this is a very good taunting hero, by the way, like my Otto. For example, Otto is again debuff. This is a debuff. I think here nobody's actually thinking about some kind of buff for their heroes. And I'm going to give you a short example what I actually mean by this. Now, this is my heroes. You see, Lois is going to give to everybody a shield. This is my buffer. I have a Robin Hood that have the buff on a single target. He's a single target shooter, and I have Leonidas that can actually stun one hero. Now, my team still needs some work here, since I want to bring some debuffer here, and I have 2 snipers, which is not a good combination. So in situation like this, most likely William Tell is going to be, I'm just going to replace him with Karl Marx. I think this is a very, very good hero, but my composition like this is become weak against water elemental, and the enemy is having like 2 water elementals. So yeah, in his his brave heart is also water elemental. So the situation like this, I only change the places of the heroes. Now it's obviously I'm going to win easy, but look first which hero is going to execute. The 6 second. After this I get buff, this one gets stun, get debuff, some healing here, some healing from the other side. This guy is going to get some buff, and yeah, William Wallace is basically a very strong hero. Now Robin Hood, the moment he's shooting, is basically killing because he's having a debuff that is doing pretty decent amount of damage. Look at this, even a shocker that is healing himself most likely is going to die. Yeah, he's going to die. Okay, William Wallace is actually going to attack, but I have buffs. Look at the defense. The defense is crazy. I mean, this team is obviously cannot actually match with me, but William Wallace is actually pretty decent builded, and this one is shooting like crazy. 6 seconds recharge time. So with no buffs and no debuffs, it's just things are getting hard for the enemy. For you, if you don't have 1 buffer, 1 debuffer, this is how I think. 1 buffer, 1 debuffer, 1 sniper, 1 tank, and 1 healer. Now let's talk about the debuff heroes. Maybe this is the thing that most of the people actually count on, and this is the buffers. Let me just change this and see, do we have the buffers? Now here we have 1 debuff. The buffer, this is Menace, Chaos Fort, Divine Storm, Location, the biggest cluster of the enemy units, the storm, blah blah blah. Reduce movement speed by 80%, 1 debuff, and least affected units burning for 88 seconds, 88%. Second buff, also target the biggest cluster of friendly units, increasing attack by 8%. So Menace, you can see, is pretty decent hero. This hero, if you have him, definitely use him in the arena. He's doing, it's fantastic. Now the march speed, I don't know, since most of the times you don't move before you actually kill the tanks in the front, but it's a good hero. Now I'm not so Joan of Arc, I don't have her, but Divine Assistance, biggest cluster, dealing some damage. Enrage also heals the biggest cluster friendly units by 100 from the damage. So we don't have any kind of buffs. Rest of the heroes here is also not doing any kind of buffs. Enemy units in the whirlpool, movement speed, sword. So there is a lot of movement speed which can save 1-2 seconds, you know, before they actually reach you if they are applied this debuff. Let me see, do we have some debuffers here? Now I'm not so familiar. Confuses, unleash wisdom, releasing all enemy units defense. Now this is a debuff of his attack, increasing all friendly units. Now this is also good hero, is giving you some defense buffs, I mean some boosters for your troops, and also do some debuffs for the enemy. Very, very good hero in my opinion. Now this one is an interesting one, Jane Austen. Unleash here, literally genius, convincing the enemy unit to attack their allies for 4 seconds. Now if you catch the enemy unit before he actually fire up his spell, I'm not quite sure, I didn't actually use her, but if you catch a hero that is ready to fire up and fire up the spell over his friends, is pretty good hero in my opinion. It's a debuff, but this is a control. Now buffs, debuffs, control is little more different topic in my opinion, and we don't see that much debuffers. Everybody is actually focusing for some reason. Okay, let me check it out. This one, Leonardo da Vinci teleports to the largest cluster of units. Now mostly the legendary heroes have couple things that they are doing. Enemy range 2, burning them 8 exit, dealing some damage, attack, and 100 attack speed for the rest of the wave. Okay, here we don't have anything. So in total you can see that people are not using that much buffs and that much debuffers, but this is a teams that is not on the top places. Now if we see maybe some heroes that are on the top places, if I have a chance to actually open the teams of these people, you're definitely going to see this type of heroes that is going to buff or debuff. People here is mostly counting on the single shotter, except this team. This team is a very good builded team. You have AoE healing, you have a couple hits for D'Artagnan, which is not prioritizing hero, it's important to be said, which I don't know how good is this. You have this one, which is movement speed, more debuffs, and here we have some some damage, friendly units base damage. You basically need from both. Now there is a heroes that may actually cover both of these rows. Like for example, this Menace is a very good example for this. That can actually apply some debuffs on the enemy and give you some buffs. But at the same time, it's important which kind of debuffs he is actually providing to the enemy and what kind of buffs for you. Now, increasing the attack is good thing, and maybe one of the heroes that I want to show you guys is right now in the summonings, and this is actually Ramses. Ramses, in my opinion, is crazy hero, crazy. If you have him, you're going to win in the arena, period. Target the biggest cluster of friendly units, increasing their attack by 99% of Ramses' attack. And he's a legendary hero, so by default, his base attack is going to be worse. Their movement speed by 25%, and their accuracy by 20%. Their critical damage by 25%, and their chance to critically hit by 15% for 8 seconds in range of 3. First of all, range of 3 is huge. So this is one, for me personally, this is one of the best PvP heroes existing in Heroes of History Epic Empire. I just wanted to show you guys what I mean by buffs, debuffs. There is a heroes that can actually make everything game changer for you. Now imagine have one hero like this that is going to buff everybody, and it's going to buff also the troops. It's not only for heroes, it's also for the troops. Now imagine one great debuffer that is going to put great debuffs on the enemy. Zero chance. Zero chance for the enemy somehow to survive. It is what it is. The next thing I want to talk about is targets to low power teams. This is basically a smart farming. Want more rewards with less stress? This is the way. You just target the low power teams. Now why this is important? This is not about the ego or something like this. It's about getting more rewards. I think this at the end of the day, to actually have pretty decent amount of first of all heroes, so you basically have an opportunity to pick from more heroes, and increasing the rewards, more summonings, more food, and boy food in this game. If you want to level up one hero, it's crazy. It's so hard to level a hero, especially on the higher ranks from point of how much food you're going to need. But in general, pick a winning situation. You have like, right now I have four hits from 5, and after 41 minutes I'm going to get one more. So why don't you just get, the free points from just going and testing your work with this team or this one or this one? It's just, for me, it's pointless. And this is mostly the points and tips I'm giving in this video is just for you when you overcome the small teams or the weak teams and you're around the sharks, to be somehow prepared with a decent arsenal of, how to say it, knowledge to actually overcome the hard teams. But at the beginning, it's no issue attacking lower power teams or teams with very bad composition and get free points. It's basically getting free points, get higher rank in the arena. And got an arena tactic that I didn't actually mention. Comment below. I would love to see also other people that have some arena tactic and actually just exchange more information. And this is basically this is it, building some community around this game where we actually share information. So don't forget to comment below if you have any kind of strategy in the arena. Now here is the warning that actually saved me from tons of losses, and this is avoiding under heroes that is basically a OP heroes. Now you saw the fight that I did against William Wowans and the legendary hero I'm saying, and this hero actually died last. This hero is crazy. It's a very strong hero. So you can see now for example, bad composition. I already talked about what's bad composition. It's mostly, 2 snipers, 1 healer, and 2 tanks. From first look, maybe this thing should work, but in general, if one of the DPSs is a very strong, or even if 2 heroes are OP and the rest of them are looking, under average, these 2 heroes can actually do massive damage and can be a game changer in the whole arena. So you definitely need knowledge over the heroes, which hero, what kind of troubles can actually bring to you, and how hard it's going to be to defeat this specific hero in the arena. I think this is extremely important, to know the heroes and to know which hero can actually counter you very hard. And I'm not talking about the elements here. For example, one is fire, the other one is water, the third is leaf or something like this. I'm talking about specific heroes, and one of these heroes I already pointed, and this is Ramses. If I see Ramses, I don't go there. Just because for me it's extremely hard. I already fight him in the campaignings, and boy, the moment this guy boosts the troops, only troops, it's close to impossible to kill these troops. And okay, not close to impossible, obviously I beat the Ramses, but in the arena things are way more different. And for example, from heroes like this I don't engage. It's just the hero is just so strong for the arena. And there's going to be specific heroes for the campaigning, there's going to be specific heroes for the arena. And I think most of the people actually understand that at the beginning I actually use auto in the arena, but slowly with the time I was like, maybe auto is not actually the best pick for the arena, and I actually changed my team composition and I adapt those changes. But yeah, there is heroes that you have to run from these heroes. Want me to make actually video about this type of heroes? I'm going to make a research and I'm going to do it. Just let me know in the comments below if you're interested in this type of video also. And don't forget your defense fights when you're sleeping, and basically how to build a great defense team. This is a very important, since from the result you can see right now I actually beat this guy, but before that I have some losses. Now I didn't work for a long time in the arena just because I didn't have time to play the game. Let's start from there. But if somebody actually attacked me, for example, Ludmila actually attacked me 3 times, and I get a 4 rating, and here I get -3. So it's important for you to actually have a good defense team. Today I'm going to work over my defense team. I'm going to make some changes, but I don't know what the enemy is. Now here I actually use auto as a defense for my defense team. The main reason I'm actually using him, I actually have to take out William Tell. I don't think is a good fit. I'm going to most likely use Leonidas. I get like 2 fire, which is fine, but since the enemy can actually jump on me with heroes that actually counter, for example, more water heroes that counter Ashoka and Leonidas, and auto is going to just taunt him. I'm testing this strategy with auto. In the defense, in the offense is not a good idea, but in the defense is, since the enemy have the opportunity to build their team to fight with you, and auto can actually break the strategy of the enemy just with the taunt he's going to provide on the battlefield. So for the defense I use auto. Also focus over your defense. It strongly depends over your heroes. I cannot say like 2 heavy infantry, 1 infantry, 1 cavalry and 1 marksman. Now the things are not looking like this. You have to know your heroes and which hero most likely is going to fit well. For example, for me, Robin Hood, he's a single target, but his recharge time of his ultimate is crazy. For sure, Louis the 14 is a hero that is a must in the arena. This hero, you need him in the arena. It's very good for your progression. It's very good also for the arena. Now, if I get Ramses, definitely I'm going to use Ramses. But for now, I'm using Louis. So pick your defense team. Is very important in point of getting some extra ranks or something like this. I mean, when you go for the points, you need also a strong defense team. And you're going to face enemies that can actually handpick their heroes against your defense team, so it have to be good one. If those tips help you a lot, don't forget to subscribe for this channel for more arena mastery and strategy breakdowns. Now we already talked about the arena a lot in the arena, but let's talk about out of the arena. And here's how to avoid wasting time and resources. And this is basically train only heroes that matter in the arena. And by training, I don't mean only to level up these heroes. It's obviously you're going to level up these heroes to use them in the arena. I'm talking about this thing here. Oh, right now I actually don't have anything put it here to be trained. Most likely I actually finish, yeah, my Leonidas have level 15. So for now, from the heroes currently I have, I think this one is going to be, I think this is a Guzen or something like this. I don't remember all the names of the heroes. Now this thing also needs to be upgraded, so I'm going to upgrade it. But yeah, this is what I'm talking about training. Right now I'm training Grant, just because he's very good tank and very good hero for the arena, period. He's supporting himself with the tank, is heavy infantry, and I faced him many times actually in the arena, and I'm impressed from this hero. I'm impressed from this hero and how he behaved in the arena, how much damage he is doing. And again, he's a heavy infantry, so if the tanks or the damage, first thing that they're going to attack from the enemy tanks and the damage or whatever, they're going to attack your tanks with the troops and the melee heroes. So you need something strong there. And since Grant can actually heal himself also doing some decent damage, like 500%, dealing some damage to the lowest defense, and heal himself for 620% of his base damage. Very, very good hero. I love him and I want to use him in the arena. And here, of course, I train Robin Hood. These are all the heroes that I actually use in the arena. Here is Luis. Luis is one of my favorite heroes. Do I miss somebody? Yeah, here I actually train little for progression. This is Marco Polo. But most likely, the moment I actually finish with this training, I'm going to put something that is more arena related, because, you know, I have some problems with the progression, especially AoE damage dealers. I don't have that strong one. So Marco Polo so far in this game helped me so much. So I definitely go for him. But I'm training heroes that I actually use in the arena. This is with crucial importance, at least for me, and how I fight in the arena. The next thing I want to talk about is stars can lie. Very important. If you have to take something from this video, this is it. Don't be fooled by stars rating. You're going to see some heroes that don't have that much stars. But here is the thing. One of the most used heroes in the arena, I'm going to show you, is actually a 2-star hero. Let me find him first. Going to see what this hero in the arena or this hero in the arena. And look at Zuki. We already fight with her. We see the recharge time is crazy. 6 seconds. This hero can be easily awakened. And look at this, 80 attack, here HP increasing, attack speed, attack again. All this awakening is boosting the power of this 2-star hero. And let's be honest, I mean, in the portals, you're going to get more 2-stars. I don't say focus only over the 2-stars just because they're going to be way more easy to be awakened. But definitely, if you have a 3-star that is not that good, better just go for the 2-star that is actually good and one more easy to be awakened, from this to go over a 3-star hero that you most likely are not going to need. And this is the other suggestion I have. Don't underestimate a heroes that is looking like 2-star, 1-star. This thing most of the times don't matter that much. If the hero is good, he is good. And this is where the champions are made it. And this is building flexible teams for matchup. What I mean by that is not only counting over a couple heroes that you're having. For example, Robin Hood or just Lois or Queen Boudica. This is a new hero that I get. I still didn't actually test her. But with the stuns she is doing for 3.5 seconds, prioritizing heroes and the damage she's doing, for me is very good for the arena. But yeah, again, have some heroes so you have the opportunity to cherry pick the heroes for the specific situation. You're facing against enemy with 3 leaf heroes. You can basically go Boudica, you can go with Leonidas, you can go with Ashoka. If you counter enemy elements, they're going to do less damage. Now, the counter element, when you fight against element that counter you, you're doing less damage. When you fight any other element that you don't counter and don't counter you, you're doing normal damage. If you fight against element that you counter, you do more damage. So this gap between doing less damage and doing more damage, you can actually use in your advantage. And like this, you're just going to get better results in the arena. And this is in general suggestion, even for the companion, you can go like this. And I can guarantee you that you're also going to get good results even in the companion. So have like an extra, like maybe 4 or 5 hero, just 2 teams. In general, 2 teams I think is enough. For example, 2 water heroes, 2 leaf heroes to fire heroes to moon to sun heroes is pretty much enough just to counter the enemy in the arena and getting the advantage of the covers. And if you find this helpful, smash the like button, subscribe to this channel for daily. It's not actually daily, I was thinking to make daily, but currently I'm doing just one video per week. So I really hope you enjoy this video. I put a lot of effort. And let me know in the comments, do you have a strategy in the arena and what kind of strategy is and how it actually help you defeating the enemies there. I wish you a great day and see you in the next video.